All right, here we go. Finals. Kim Balleby, Stu Williams, Victor Flory, A.J. Chapman, Matt Sanders, Nathan Bohr, A.J. Rice, and Brandon and Novak, our final 8. We'll have Rice, Novak, Balleby, Williams on our 2 feature pairs. Pretty solid 8. Brandon Novak has won this event twice. So he pick up a 3rd. And he starts with a strike. But Kim Balleby has hit him pretty hard all day long today. And starts with the 5-pin. A.J. Rice shot 300 the last game. So do us a favor here. Hit the share button. Get this out there on social media. Let's get those numbers up there. The break is over. We're back on fresh oil conditions. Angle's just a little bit too tight. I'll have to fix that here. Moving cameras between the rounds and a little bit light. It's the best of 3. And this is the first game of the match. So we got 4 matches going on. You see the matches there in the chat. Balleby, Williams, Flory, Chapman, Sanders, Bohr, Rice, Novak. Nathan Bohr had a nice block this morning, too. One game kind of slipped him up a little bit, but he's been okay since then. And he gets the carry. going to be tough. He's got a hook. He knew it right away. Not happening. Fortunate carry. Take it. Matt Sanders split spare and a spare attempt here. Nathan Bohr split a spare, so that one's low scoring to start. They're a little behind. A.J. Chapman and Victor Flory both pretty much even. Each have a strike, a couple spares, and an open as well. Balabi, the only guy that's just striking at will right now. Well, Novak's won this twice, so to see him do it again would be impressive. Well, kind of hooked and quit, and then can't get the 7 out for Nathan. Stu's looking for something, trying to find it. He's, you know, almost at the point where this game is over with the way Balaby's going. So, yeah, Stu's got time to play around now and find something for games 2 and hopefully a game 3. Brandon Novak with another strike. We say that a lot here at this tournament. Sanders, Bohr. Sanders only has 1 strike through 6 frames. A.J. Chapman goes through the face. 85 in the 5th. With the spare, he'll be up a little bit because Flory has an open in the 6th. This is best of 3. Got to win 2 to move on. So I think you pick a point as Stu did. Stu knowing he's not going to win this first game. He's going to try to set himself up for game 2. A.J. Rice with the spare. Kim Balaby again here. Just hitting his average for the day in the 240s. Be tough to beat. Brandon Novak's going to go up 1-0 over A.J. Rice. Ken Balaby's going to go up 1-0. The other two. Nathan Bohr just fell into a 3-bagger now. He's taking a lead over at Sanders through 7 in game 1. Get out my special Maker's Mark pin since we're in Louisville, bourbon capital of the world, Ballaby. Picks up a game. Brandon Novak picks up a win. AJ Rice shoots 205 for the loss. .22 for Novak. Stu finishes 159. And Ballaby 258. The other two matches are just in the 8th frame. .205 pace for Nathan Bohr, 225 or 215 max for Matt Sanders. That one's on over. Nathan strikes in the 9th, sets himself up for a good finish, and we'll call it 257 for Ballaby as he misses that spare, but it didn't matter. Just got to win the game. He's up 1-0. Novak up 1-0 over AJ Rice. They're starting game number 2. AJ Chapman, another split. Boy, nobody down in that Chapman-Flory match can get control of what's going on. On 8-10 for AJ. That gives him 151 in the 9th. So Flory's got a chance to get up and shut him out. Matt Sanders collapses the bucket. Stu starts with a strike. Can he put any pressure on Ballaby? AJ Rice not ahead. He lost that first game. Brandon Novak's up 1-0. It looks like Victor Flory might, there's no question that's an upset. Take a 1-0 lead against AJ Chapman. Matt Sanders gets the first one in the 10th. He's going to force Nathan Bohr to strike if he gets one more. Stu's up first. Trying to keep pace with Ballaby here in game 2, and no. So Matt Sanders finishes 215. 205 spare strike for Bohr. So Bohr needs this first one. He's come up on lane 22, left side of your screen. Actually, needs first 2. Can't get two if you don't get the first one, and he did that. Victor Flory 193. That's a 1-0 lead. AJ Chapman 170. Stu with the spare. Good looking shot. He liked it. Trips a 4. Nathan Moore calling up lane 22. Needs a second hit in the 10th to go up 1-0. Matt Sanders shot 215. Oh, that ball checked early. He likes it though. Just needs one pin. I think we can give him the pin. Nathan up 1-0. All right, recap. Balleby up 1-0. Victor Flory up 1-0. Nathan Bohr and Brandon Novak are winners in game 1. Best of 3, so just win 2 and move on to the next round. We're just a couple rounds away from crowning a champion here at the Bradley Open. Well, Balleby just keeps striking. It's tough. So is Brandon Novak. Brandon won this event in 2015 and 2016. Run 5 for AJ Rice. Well, I'll tell you what, right now, I think the only person who's going to beat Kim Balleby today is Kim Balleby. The look he's got, the way he's been throwing the ball all day long. Going to be really tough to beat. Let's see if we can look at Kim's games today. Well, even going into yesterday, 247, 236, 225, 245, 243. This and that advances round. He was already in buck 81 the last game, just fishing around. Starts out today 245, 199, 246, 262, 290. Just taking him to the woodshed. And Stu's just like, you know what? I don't know what I don't know what I can do. He's making moves. He's trying ball changes. He's doing different stuff, and it's just not really working. And well, it's all working for Kim. AJ Rice with his first miss here in game 2. Back-to-back splits and opens for Stu. That one's over. Balabi will advance. He'll go to 23 and 24. Take on the winner of the Flory-Chapman match. Nice carry for Novak on that one. So Balabi will advance. Victor Flory's up 1-0. Bohr's up 1-0. Novak's up 1-0. AJ Rice with the lead. Pretty good chance this one's going to a third and deciding game. Victor Flory with the lead against AJ Chapman. 30 pins through 4 frames, and he's up 1-0. That's, man, that would be a big surprise. Of course, Victor shot 278 to cement himself into the top 8 earlier today. Nathan Bohr, far left of your screen. Strike gives him 59 in the third with a strike in the fourth. 10-pin lead. I guess technically the Stu and Balabi match isn't over. Stu could strike out and force Balabi to get a mark on one of the 2 frames, but I like his chances. Oh, no. I know, it's 213. Stu's max is 205. Brandon Novak, Brooklyn, 5-pin. This is going to a third match. Our third and deciding game to find out who's going to win that match. No, you're out. This is elimination. Final 8 bracket here. We started with 145 players, I believe, and we're down to the final 8. AJ Chapman's down 19 through 5 against Victor Flory. Nathan Bohr, Matt Sanders even through 5. No, Nathan's up 20. Sorry about that. And up 1-0 in the match. So AJ Rice is going to tie that one up. They're going to a third. Him and Brandon Novak. And Novak kind of lost his look. And AJ found it. .235 for Kim. Just a little below his average for the day. He's bowling that good. .202 for Stu. So a 5 through 8 finish for Stu Williams. He has been eliminated. Victor Flory makes his spare, keeps his lead over AJ Chapman. A lead of 18 pins through 6 frames. Nathan Bohr is now up 39 through 6. Novak seems to really have lost his look. And we got a guest here now in the round of 8. Fresh off a second place finish in Jonesboro. Chris Barnes, welcome, Mr. Barnes.
Thanks, Craig.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Congratulations yesterday.
Yeah, that's
Tough
about,
finish. I mean,
you know,
what do you do?
Sometimes you lose, and I've done that enough, and sometimes you just get beat. And, you know, Kyle just, that was, even the first frame, he just got fooled. and then I caught it a couple frames later on that same lane. But he threw those back 11 are about as good as you're ever going to see. That was, he won the tournament once, and then he won it again on Saturday.
Yeah, another great show to watch. A great start of the season for you, and obviously for the PBA. 3 really good shows, good scores, and a little different atmosphere here in the Bradley. Is this your first time here? Is that what it was?
It is. Tommy's been talking about coming here forever, and in the last few years, it actually has worked out where I could have made it, but with injuries, I just didn't. And the tournament has a history and a reputation for being difficult, and my reputation says I would bowl good there, but I knew how I was playing wasn't, come here and spend thousands of dollars in brackets and do some stuff and not be as sharp as I wanted to be for it was a recipe for failure, and so I never made it. But I did want to come by and see what it looks like, and a little bit softer version than a few of the years that I've seen.
You missed the hard parts late last night in the advances round when it got just ugly. Six
people on a
6
pair,
games,
yeah. You put this much oil that far down the lane, and the balls take up that much off the front. It gets it's pretty dicey.
It was hook, push, hook. So I made it interesting, but Kim Ballaby figured it out, and he's been throwing the ball fantastic in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, the left seems a little bit playable.
So Ballaby advances, takes out Stu Williams. Victor Flores, he still hanging on there with A.J. Chapman.
Yeah, A.J. just threw a double there to tighten it up a little, so it's more in play than it was a minute ago. Missed there, so 142 in the 7th. A.J.'s got a double. He'll be at 130. He's on 137 possible in the 7th, so he's down 5 pins. And Matt Sanders and Nathan locked up there, but Sanders needed that strike and misses. His max score is now 217, and Nathan's on a 230 pace.
And Nathan's up 1-0, big 10th frame. He got the first 2 in the 10th to get the win. Let's get the first 2 and move on to the next round.
Yeah, that's Southwest Region Nathan Bohr. Every time they make him hard in the Southwest Region, and he wins. He's got 20-some regional titles. It's
Did he get one last year? Do you know? I was asking somebody earlier to keep he has a streak of like 15 years in a row or something.
I really do.
I
don't know. I haven't bowled very many regionals the last few years with the boys playing basketball and everything else. So it's a fair bet, though. It doesn't seem.
Keep his string going.
Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't have won one last year. And this is perfect for him. He's a great shot maker, straight arm swing. Balance-wise, he's on point most of the time. Ooh, lucky break there for Vic. Sets up the 10th frame and keeps himself in pretty good position. Nathan playing his strength there with a little touch. And there's a lucky spare. 2, 4, 7, 8. Makes it skinny throwing it straight.
I'll tell you, the toughest spare we've seen this week has been the 2-8. Nobody can get the 2-pin. Everybody's taking the 8 off the back.
Yeah. Most players will hook at double wood, and on something like this where it hooks in the front and then not, you can't really move right because it may hook immediately or not at all.
And that's what's happened.
Yeah, it just doesn't hook in the right spots at all. So
AJ strikes in the 9th.
And that puts him in the lead. He has an opportunity now with Vic's strike there in the 9th. He'll have to double in the 10th to lock up, assure himself of a game 3.
And Victor was in the top 8 halfway through the morning block, then got to 23 and 4, shot 278 to lock up his spot, and he's got a chance to beat A.J. Chapman.
No, obviously, it's a really easy pair. Stu had a great time over there. So. But it doesn't matter. That's enough. Nathan can split over there on the left side, but that guarantees him 222, which closes out Matt Sanders.
So Nathan Bohr advances. And then we'll finish it up just for score. Big strike for Chapman.
Chapman throws the first one in the 10th there. That's going to make Vic double at least to have a chance. And if AJ strikes here, we'll shut him out. Force game 3.
Brandon Novak's won this event twice. He won it back-to-back years and almost a third in a row. Tommy Jones back in 2014, I think, eliminated Brandon in the semifinals. It was a really good match.
He was a guy that hasn't that heard about Brandon a lot more before I saw him bowl some tour events. And you watch him, and he's got his unique arm swing, and he creates such massive room down lane, and some of those things. You think, oh well, everybody wants to dismiss that. He's a league bowler, or he's only good when they're easy. The one thing that's become evident is his floor is super high.
Yeah.
He doesn't bowl bad.
Of course, he made a show at the World Series a couple years ago.
Well, that's not good at all. 5 that's a worst case scenario there. He may turn it around to where Vic might only need strike 9. 9 spare would be enough for a tie.
AJ made
better.
that in the first frame. That same split, but you see lane 29, that the big washout.
That count is huge here. 9 is really important, and the spare is even better. Oh,
it's one way to do it. Not sure that's the way the coach drew it up on the chalkboard.
But that looked a little bit like Vic's last strike, so I imagine he doesn't feel too bad about it. That sets it up
Probably
to where
not.
now Vic again has to double in the 10th anyway. So possible score of 222 with AJ's 212 score.
So opening round matches here at the Bradley Open. Kim Bowell will be already advanced. Nathan Bohr has advanced. We're in game 3 here with AJ Rice and Brandon Novak.
That is a brutal break. Oh, so is that. Ringing 10 by Vic down there on the other end, and that will force game 3. Well, that things even out sometimes. That 2, 4, 7, 8 that he made just even out, and maybe more so, because that's after a strike. That may be a 20-pin bad break. Even a light 4-pin with no more angle than they can create now is it.
So 212 to 202. Chapman and Flory go to a game apiece.
Speaking of breaks. But going back to Brandon, one of the things that's impressed me most is that how well he grinds. He doesn't mind if they're high scoring. He doesn't mind if they're low scoring. He finds a way to be in the hunt.
Right.
And virtually, obviously don't bowl some of the local or more regional type events, but he seems like he's always in the hunt. And it doesn't matter if you're averaging 245 or if you're averaging 203. If that's the score, he's around the score number. That was about a 85% better shot, and
He's got nothing.
he giveth, he taketh away.
Yeah,
instead of being spare, it's he gets the double and then gives it right back.
And we haven't seen pins bounce a lot here in this center this weekend.
No, if you're going to shoot it, most of the time the 7-pin side is the side to get it out of. But nice double, mate.
Yeah.
That's.
Makes this game a little bit closer.
It does. It makes it a 21-pin match, and man, you add that 4-pin there, they'd be dead even right now. Actually, he'd be behind by 1. But
Chapman 9 spare, frame 1. Victor Flory up to start his game 3, and trips to 7.
got a message. My old college teammate Tracy Lamberth, I guess, was here. I waited till he left to show up. So, well, that certainly tightens things up. Now down to 11-pin match.
Yeah, Lamberth won this event back-to-back in 94 and 95.
Pretty solid there. Wow.
Yes, he's one of the guys I didn't realize he was a Wichita alum because, you know.
Well, he wasn't there that long.
One common thing in the Midwest of tournaments is you can't throw a bowling ball down a concourse and not hit a Wichita State alumnus at a bowling tournament anywhere in the Midwest. They're everywhere, and they're usually, you know, on the leaderboard somewhere.
Gordon Vatican and his crew there, and now Rick Steelsmith have helped turn out an awful lot of tour caliber players over the years. And sometimes you start with them, but there's a lot of those guys they developed into really top notch and high execution, high thought process guys. Well, big spare here. Huge swing there. Now all of a sudden AJ Rice is now in the lead.
Yeah, he can get up and just shut him out right here. AJ Rice finished off the the Cashers round with 300 on 33 and 34. Only one of the tournament.
A little quick, but still enough to get it up there. That puts him on a 220 pace. Max score for Brandon Novak, 222. 9 spare strike would give AJ 224. So,
Chris, you spent a lot of time before hitting the tour, bowling the big amateur events and mega bucket tournaments, you know, traveling the country. AJ Rice has done that a lot. He tried going out on tour last year. It just wasn't really for him. What's the difference between guys to be as dominant as guys like AJ are at this level, but to get to the next level? What's the difference?
well, sometimes I think particularly on the left, being unique is a big part of it. You have to be better at something than some of the other guys, and his skill set is actually very similar to, say, Jacob and Jesper and some of the guys that are successful now. So you have to be able to go toe-to-toe with those guys. Wow. I'm going to be honest, and I'm normally not that nice to left-handers, but that didn't look. I don't think that was much left of what he was really trying to do there. So,
No.
3 here will give him 209, and that makes Brandon. He's trying to make it. So 207. So.
Needs a mark.
He needs 16 pins here in the 10th frame. We've already seen a 5 count. We've seen some other things. So he's got to, you know, the big key here is probably throwing a strike on the first one and then not having to worry about it. I think to win on the PBA Tour, you have to either be great at everything or be really, really good at one thing. And AJ's fantastic at throwing huge strings of strikes, much like Jesper and much like Jacob. You're fighting against 2 of the guys that are the best in the world at throwing bunch baggers, and so I think that makes it tough. Here it is to advance, and that could have been anything.
Yeah, that could have been a big split. He just took it right at the head pin pretty much, and the ball did nothing, which is probably an advantage there, or a little break as far as that goes. But needs to make this 6 pin.
That is the one part about playing that close to the head pin, is that you don't have a ton of angle, so you, in theory, don't split as much. Now just need 6 pins. I have a feeling this one will be fairly direct
Hard
at the
and
one in
straight.
front.
Yeah, in this pattern, you don't want to give it any room because we've seen all sorts of leaves.
And the fall back at the head pin, and that will advance.
All right. Can't say that's an upset because Brandon Novak has won this event twice, but the way AJ's been bowling the last few hours and the last day here, a little surprised the way that one finished up. So we're going to have Brandon Novak against Nathan Bohr in one of the semifinals. They'll be on 27-28, and then Kim Ball will be waiting for the winner of the match that's, of course, out of camera range over on 29-30. You can see their balls go down the lane, but nothing else.
Can we turn it?
Yeah, I'll get that. Yeah.
Skimming it by there. Hanging on to his 14-pin lead. As our that's good. See now AJ Chapman with the strike there. Good work by our executive producer, color commentator, play-by-play man, IT specialist.
Oh, not that.
And
no.
setup crew.
Not IT specialist.
Well, I don't think there's anybody else in setup, so I think.
Yeah, the computer doesn't. We say here earlier, and Jason Uswell, our tournament director, sat down and the computer just shut off. So that's always fun, right in the middle of the show.
Well, you're running it. You're still going, so
yeah.
you've got to be an IT specialist of some sort. If I do, I don't know.
Push that button.
Yeah.
All right, AJ Chapman now.
Down 14, a chance to cut that to 4. Pretty solid right there. Tornado, he's moved in too. Him and Novak both playing more in the middle of the lane, where a lot of the other players were playing extreme far right and trying to push it up there. So that's what Nathan's going to do, and then Bolaby also.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure if any of us know much about Victor Flore, but just the way he's attacked this pattern all week long, it's just kind of going right at the 1-3 pocket and filling frames, and here he is.
Obviously, I just came in today, but you survive in this format. You're making shots, and you're hitting the one closest to you a lot.
And that's been the big key is just hit that head pin first, and
at minus 43, there's not a lot of big scores. I mean, I guess that's how you get there. You get guys that are able to take advantage of the good pair, get a big game, and hang on, bail out 180, 190, 2-0 on the other pairs, or you grind and like you said, in Vic's case, he shot 278, and that's kind of what put him in the middle of the mix too. So
that locked him into that top 8.
Opportunity there to extend his lead back out high and leaving the 310. I think they say the tour percentage of this is somewhere around 60 to 65%. My tour percentage of this is about 12%. I'm pretty sure. So.
Well, your percentage is higher on the 210 than the 310.
Yeah, it's not even close. This one head fakes me for the most part. So.
Nicely done.
I should start laying for the middle of the 3-pin and stop trying to hit the side of it. It's the only place I don't hit right now.
So you're getting ready for kids in college.
Yeah,
you ready for that?
I had one that went to Stephen F. Austin yesterday to do an audition for plays the bassoon and the sax and the Barry sax and clarinet. He plays a bunch of instruments, so hopefully get some scholarship money there. But I think that's his first choice right now.
That's in Houston,
wow,
right?
Great shot. Outside of it, it's 3.5 hours from Dallas, kind of east southeast.
Okay.
A little bit in the middle of nowhere. Nice campus though. Got a great women's bowling team there.
Great women's bowling team there.
So, yep, and the other one he's playing basketball and looking at either playing small college or he's given some thought to possibly refocusing his efforts towards bowling, and so does that, then maybe he'll head to St. Louis or Wichita or someplace.
Did your kids bowl much?
They bowled some. They bowled a lot as a youth, and then wow, there's 4 really, really good shots in a row there. He's a 2-hander, and so he has a very high ceiling. Just right now, experience-wise, he's got a very low floor. So, but he's got the entry fee, I guess. It's just and work ethic, but he has to get somewhere with coaching and put in the hours a week that he's putting in basketball towards bowling. That's pretty much how I did it too. Wasn't all that good when I got to Wichita. Nice shot there. Fighting his way through here. Down 16.
Yeah, 254 max for A.J. Chapman. 238 max for Flory.
16, chance to get to 6, and as you know here, I mean the misses here aren't. They're not 9 for the most part.
Well, and A.J.'s had a lot of washouts and splits this weekend.
Yeah, just playing more angle than a lot of players, creating a little bit more, but the misses are heavier, penalized. Nice shot. Boy, just keeps hanging around and hanging around and hanging around. Now
Give
you're down
yourself
to
a chance.
6, and now one bad shot, count-wise, you're back in. You're really right in play.
So here's a question we talked about this weekend. I don't know if you saw Alex Aguiar's post Friday. You know, one player to throw one shot for all the money.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, back in the 90s, Newman was the man.
Yeah.
He was, from an action standpoint, and that he was probably as good as got. But obviously, the best one I ever played with, even when he was only 19. I mean, was still Tommy was fearless from the get-go. Good shot there.
Good shot.
But I don't know he got to prove it until later on.
Right.
The guy gets overlooked a lot, but Krutzer threw a lot of big shots back in the day. And Angela was never really afraid of the moment either. There were some guys that were really good under the gun, and those East Coast guys, by and large, they bowled way more action than the rest of the country, and they were a little more battle tested and and certainly ready to up the intensity or whatever else in those situations. I think Rudy was the most intimidating of those guys.
Oh, no question.
In the era when I was around, but I'm not sure he was the best at it. But he was the best at getting you out of your comfort
big
zone.
guy, a power game, could just
He was intimidating, and he was loud, and he knew how to bowl action. And I learned a lot from bowling with him in some stuff, some doubles matches up there. Wow, another really good shot. But that's really all he needs to do. No, I take that back because that puts him at 234. That puts him for 233. Actually leaves him a little exposed. Math is hard.
It is after long weekends.
I've only been doing it for 30 years. Why would I know? No, I mean, you'd think it would be awfully tall task for somebody to throw the back 6 here, which is what Vic would have to do to shut him out. But takes care of business.
Yeah, take care of that first, and sit down and see if he's going to have a chance to get up in the 10th, to win it. It's a game apiece. Nathan Bohr has advanced. Brandon Novak has advanced. They will bowl each other in the semifinals. Kim Ballaby took out Stu Williams 2-0, and we've got Victor Flory, A.J. Chapman here in Game 3. Winner will get Kim Ballaby.
On 208 pace. That will do it. That max, provided doesn't need it. Yeah, 203 is his max score, and AJ will need 6 pins on his first ball to. I know we're off at a little bit of an angle, but it really didn't. I mean, that looked relatively close, and then that right there will cement all of it. So
our semifinals are set. Ballaby, Chapman, 23 and 4. Bohr and Novak on 27 28. We'll take 5. They'll move their equipment to the pairs, get their practice, and come back with the semifinal matches.
I appreciate you letting me hang out here for a minute. Most time this is the most TV I've gotten in the last few years, but it's
except for this January.
Well, yeah, it's been a great month for Global. We've had 3 weeks, 3 shows, 11 games on TV. That probably equals the last 2 or 3 years. So
hey, keep it going.
Yeah, fastest growing brand in bowling.
All right, thank you, Chris. All right, semifinals. Again, best of three. Balabi Chapman, Nathan Bohr, and Brandon Novak. Nice 210 conversion for Nate and Balabi. Tough to beat. No doubt. All right, who you guys picking? Semifinal matches: Balabi, Chapman, Bohr, Novak. Who's your winners for this round? Best of 3. I gotta go Balabi. He's just been throwing it great. And you know, I think I'm gonna go Nathan Bohr. I mean, Brandon has won here a couple times, no doubt. He can strike with the best of them, but Nathan, Nathan come up, yesterday in the advantage round. He was middle of the pack, and said, "Hey, what's 8th?" So he was thinking about where he had to get, not just the top 40, but where he had to get to have a shot to make the show. Last night, and he's pretty focused and bowled great this morning. So I'm seeing a Balabi and Bohr final. In Nathan's experience, he could beat him, but again, like I said earlier, I think it's just, is Balabi going to beat himself? He has he has a great shot out there. He's throwing it good. This is for 12,000. He has won international tournaments before. AJ Chapman after that missed 9-pin. He hit it. Nope. Short pin. Yeah, Novak switched to Storm a month or so ago. So I think he was with Storm for a while before he went to EBI, and now he's back. If I'm not mistaken, I know there's enough people out there. Billy Connor, you're watching. Wasn't Novak with Storm at one time a few years back? Balabi, there you go. Nathan takes care of his spare. Nice of Chris Barnes to sit down and join us as he's traveling through on his way up to Akron. The second place finish to Kyle Troop yesterday in Jonesboro. Thanks to all the sponsors. Cubic AMF. Big Four Socks, Bowler Solutions, High Five Gear, Classic Bowling Products, and Motive. And I'm Craig Elliott, Bowlstream TV, and we are in the semifinal match here. $350 entry for this tournament, $12,000 to the winner. And a pretty good list of past champions. We can talk about those as we watch these ones here. Last year, Wes Malott. Year before, E.J. Tackett. Justin Knowles, back-to-back for Novak. Tommy Jones, Tony Lambert, Tom Smallwood, Dan McClelland. It's a pretty good who's who. A guy I don't know, Anthony Jordan in 2010. Jeff Fair, Brian Dennis, Brad Snell, Brian Wolochuk, Chris Collins. Tony Lambert a couple times. Nick Vogelsang. Pretty impressive. Todd, Chris is probably not going to come bowl the sweeper, unfortunately, but I'll mention it to him. Yeah, I'll let him know. What time? Colorado Bowl at 6 o'clock. And Novak, boy, he goes from having having the berries to not being able to get the ball anywhere near where he wants it to be. Shows you how tough it is out there. Not a lot of room for mistake. And I tell you, out of all the righties right now, Chapman seems to be rolling the ball the best off his hand. But his misses, he pays an ultimate penalty, whether it's big washouts or splits. And our tournament director, Jason Newswall, is back, and hopefully you don't break the computer like last time you said.
I don't know if I broke it.
It was doing just fine until you sat in the chair and then it quit. So
That could be valid.
maybe not. But we just went over some of the past champions and what this event has done in the Midwest for decades. And we're going to have another pretty impressive champion here this year. But I don't know. I mean, do you see anybody beating Kim Balabi right now besides Kim Balabi?
I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, he's bowled great all weekend. Yeah, I don't know. You know, you've got a.
I mean, Brandon Novak could pick up a third title here. That'd be pretty impressive.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, he'd be. He has an opportunity to tie the only other person that's won 3 times, which is Tony Lambert.
And the big difference is your strength of fields, and the tournament format was a little bit different back then, right? I mean, not taking anything away from Tony, but if you look at some of the people that Brandon's gone through in his 2 titles, and then even this year, if he can pull it off,
yeah, I mean,
pretty impressive.
Obviously, I wasn't around to see the other Bradley Open finals. The one that Tony won was actually my first one there. Comparatively, I think the field was probably pretty strong that year. I don't know if I can say it was as strong.
He won in 2013. That's what I was thinking. It was earlier.
But the 13 final was pretty stacked. I mean, Tony ended up beating Ronnie Sparks in the final. Ronnie threw the ball great. He also beat Sebi Silvestri in the semis, and I think Tony would even say that on the day, Sebi threw better shots. He just didn't carry, and in the first round, he beat Smallwood, who was the returning champion,
right?
And he had to double in the 10th to win that final match. So it was pretty stacked. The quality of the field is always amazing to me. All these guys that are out here grinding every week, no matter if it's the 4 that are out here in front of us now or the 8, the 40 this morning, or the entire field, they're all quality players. There's a lot of them that have a great opportunity to advance, and a couple good games make the difference. Kim's had a phenomenal weekend. Bowled great last night. Bowled great today. I agree with you. He could be his biggest opponent today. But seeing some crazy stuff, just like last round. I think if anyone was a gambling person and watching the AJ Rice Brandon Novak match, that they would have pegged AJ to win. And
yeah, no question.
One shot got away, and that made the big difference.
So I had the same question, and we actually have the question in the chat. Where has Sebi been?
I haven't seen him for a
long
time.
Yeah, I mean, he bowled this a couple years ago, I think, if I remember. But yeah, we haven't seen him. I mean, he's bowled good here. He won a Proprietors Cup, and then that was it.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't seen Sebi.
He's from this area, correct?
Yes. Yeah. I don't see him bowling anymore. I'd got to know Sebi, and phenomenal talent for bowling. But yeah, I manage executive strike and spare here in Louisville. I don't see him come in there. I visit a lot of the other centers. They haven't seen him there either, so kind of AWOL. Not seen him in a long time.
Looks like Brandon's ready to go. 91 in the 6th, strike in the 7th. Has only got 1 strike so far this game, but only 2 for Nathan. So I guess that's the good news. Of course, we had Stu Williams on this pair, and Stu went 159-202. And 27-28 has been tough all weekend long. AJ Chapman and Kim Balabi. Balabi with the lead, staying clean. Only striking on 1 lane for Kim. AJ through the face, believe just a 3-pin. So we have another question. I can answer half this, and I think, Jason, you can answer the other half. You know, in general, Brunswick's kind of earlier rolling, storm, cleaner covers. Where does Global and Moda fit into this? I think with Global, we've got a lot of clean covers as well. And now top to bottom, a pretty solid line with some of the new releases. So I don't think I think we have a little bit of both. And I know some of the Moda stuff, you know it better than I do. I think they kind of fall into that too. They've got a couple of really big balls. The Jackals are really big, but some of your stuff now, pretty clean, right? Would you say, again, top to bottom, pretty balanced?
Yeah, I'd say so. You know, I think, like you said, I think top to bottom, you've got good combinations of balls all the way through, you know, that fit a variety of different players. And you can see that today. You know, you can see it on the right for Nathan or on the left for Kim. You know, Gene Perez was here earlier. It just fits a variety of different players. If you're looking for a heavy rolling piece, you're going to find it. You know, and then on top of that, we've put out the micropolymer covers with the tanks, the tank blitz and the covert. So something new and different. So, you know, finding a niche out there as well. But yeah, I think it's pretty balanced.
And of course, a shout out to Scott Hewitt and the Wilbur family for sponsoring this event. His Motive is one of the main sponsors for the Bradley Open.
Yeah, very much so.
Again, 2 years in a row now.
Yeah, Scott's been an awesome help. You know, Brett as well on the ball side, the entire Wilbur family. You know, super supportive all the time. You know, took an opportunity to reach out to them about sponsoring the event and welcomed me in open-armed. Just an absolute pleasure working with them, so it's been great.
Wow, that was...
He's definitely getting it there.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
Yep. It looks like, oddly enough, 2 Motive guys left, 2 Storm guys left.
So all the Global guys are busy bowling on TV. It's been a great start of the PBA season. No question.
Great shot by Nathan there. Yeah, it's been a pretty good weekend. Like I said, you know, like we said for Motive, with thank you and everything they've done. A lot of other bigger and smaller sponsors that help make the event happen. Classic Products is always super helpful. Sarah French was able to be here last year, but she wasn't this year, but sent everything over to help. Got everything taken care of. Always helps to advertise when she can. Great partner. You know, Big Four Sox as well. David wasn't able to be here, but again, supportive. CTD, Ron came out. This is his first year with us, and you know, brought the booth out, selling a lot of products. Got a lot of the True Cut pads in a lot of people's hands, and I think that made a difference for some of the players out there.
And Ron and his dad both bowled the event.
Yeah, they did, and then a couple of the other guys as well, Dustin Zahner and Chris Muldrew. So, and they bowled the doubles as well. So it's, you know, it's great the support. And then, you know, Terry was here. Terry Rohrer with Cubic AMF. I think he gave some colorful commentary over the weekend.
We did. And A.G. Chapman here has an opportunity to make Kent Balaby show up in the 10 to potentially strike.
Yeah.
He could shoot 203.
Yeah, and
if he does double, he would force Balaby to get the first hit in the 10th.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got another somewhat tight one over here too. I mean, Brandon throws another strike here, and even strikes out for 175, and got to keep it clean. That's the first one for AJ over there.
Semifinal matches here at the 41st Bradley Open 2020 edition here at Ken Bowl. Balaby, Chapman, Bohr, Novak. Game 1, best of 3.
That's a 165 for Brandon. Yeah, just to finish touching up on the sponsors. I see AJ's over there wearing a nice H5G jersey. They jumped on board this year. We appreciate all their help and support. Super active on social media, sharing all of our posts. So we really appreciate their help, their support this year, the sponsorship, and hopefully continue sponsorship for next season. And that's another one there for AJ.
Big shot for AJ. He still needs a mark.
Yep. That's
And,
enough.
That's about the best mark you can get.
Yep.
So Nathan will go up 1-0.
Yep. And this is a really, I mean, any count over 7 here forces the strike in the first by Kim.
And Kim has struck 3 times in the left lane and had that 7-pin his last shot.
Yeah.
He's got nothing but 9 spares and strikes this game.
Good shot off his hand.
Wow.
Nice. 203.
I'll tell you what, in the 5th frame, if you tell AJ, I'll give you 203, he'd say, okay, I'll take it, and not even finish.
Yeah.
He had nothing to start out. If you look at that, split, spare, open, strike, split, 73.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty solid finish.
And you've got Nathan going up here by 1.
So Wallaby must strike on this shot.
Yep.
But striking 8, I believe, is what he's got to do. He likes it.
Great shot.
I can see why.
Great shot.
Real quick, Novak's first shot.
Flush.
And back.
And again.
And there's a winner. So Ball will be up 1-0. So far today, AJ Chapman with games of 170, 212, and 211. Ball will be 257, 235, and 2 teens.
Thought I almost broke it again.
Nah, we're good.
Any other questions in there?
Look, everybody's enjoying these great matches. Been good viewership all weekend long, and it's going to continue to climb here as we get ready to crown a champion here at the Bradley Open. And 4 through the face, the first shot for AJ Chapman.
That is definitely not the way you want to start.
Antonio, I've never been to the Atlanta area for any events, and I'm only doing 6 or 7 a year now instead of 40 like I've been doing the last 6, 7 years. But there's some events it's always good to come back to every year, and the Bradley's one of them. Biggest event in the Midwest, on the amateur circuit.
We're happy to have you. We appreciate you being able to come out and live stream this for us. Gives everyone the opportunity at home to watched some great bowling, great shot making. Just a general different event. So great
Here's
start.
a question for you. Is the tournament going to stay at Ken Bowl again next year?
We haven't made a decision on anything yet in regards to host locations. I know I've talked briefly with the Carters, and they would obviously love to be back, for us to be back. We were asked the same thing last year. I sat down, looked everything over, and signed back on for another year, or as such. It was a handshake agreement. And the Carters have been a great host, so not keeping anyone on edge or not giving an answer, but we just don't know yet.
Sure. Do what's best for everybody.
Yeah, of course.
And we talk a lot throughout the year, and I know what it's like to run big events, and we'll give you one day off. So you tomorrow, take the day off. Don't worry about nothing. But Tuesday, we need an answer. Is that fair? I mean, but joking aside, events of this size, you just don't start planning them like 2 weeks ago and show up. I mean, this is a year-long thing.
Yeah, it is.
And I know you've already, even before this year, you're already looking towards next year and thinking about looking to different sponsors, all that. So I hope people understand how much work goes into an event of this magnitude to pull it off and bring bowlers from literally all around the world.
Yeah.
Not just, I'm sure back 40 years ago when this started, it was just, a lot of local guys, maybe some Tennessee guys, some Ohio, but now it's just growing. I mean, we've got, I don't know how many different states represented, but, guys from Arizona, guys from Texas, Florida, Michigan, Ohio, Illinois.
Yeah, and it's
everywhere, and and then overseas players.
Right, and it's funny you say that. When I first took over the Bradley, they would ask for states, how many states were represented, and we would actually have that in the announcements and announce the, bowlers from X amount of states. It's impossible to do that now. We've had bowlers from every corner of the U.S. come and participate. It doesn't matter if it's New York or Texas or Florida or California. They've come from every part. Midwest, yeah, you get a lot of Midwest guys, but get a lot of international players as well. All over the place. We have a good contingent of people that come down from Canada to bowl on a regular basis, and like you said, depending on the PBA stop and where you're coming in from, you can see bowlers from 10, 12 different countries. So it takes a lot. I appreciate the acknowledgement on that. It's definitely not a 2 weeks throw everything together and put it on and let's see what happens. It's really a 9-month plus grind. And, we took a little extra time off this year in comparison to other years because I had a job change. I was managing a different facility, and I took the opportunity to take over as general manager of executive strike and spare in Louisville. So that's a busy process in itself, on top of taking care of a nationally recognized scratch tournament that takes a lot of time and effort.
Just taking care of some business of a unneeded chat advertisements there. So what do we got? We've got Wallaby, who is continuing to strike. 2 opens for A.J. Chapman. B. Novak.
He's kind of locked in right now.
He shot at $160. Looks like he had nothing, and now all of a sudden he's back.
Yeah, but I think
that's
kind of synonymous with Brandon as well. I think the 2 years that he won, I am pretty sure he lost his first match the first year, each one of them, and came back and won the back 2. Great shot from Kim.
9.5 is still only 9. Or Nathan is up 1-0.
Yeah. A little bit of flexibility.
And A.J. Chapman, 203 the last game, finished strong. Rough start here. Needs to find something quick.
Great shot. I mean, while we were talking about getting sponsors on board, we always actively pursue new sponsors. I know I spoke with you about that earlier this year. You know, with the numbers that come up for the Bradley, and I think you'd be the first person to be able to vouch for me. Last year's viewership was great.
51,000 watched Sunday.
Yeah.
From last year's event, and they're still watching it every day on YouTube. So it's a very, very highly watched event.
Yeah, I think the last time we checked in, there was a couple million minutes watched on YouTube. So if there's anyone out there interested in being a sponsor for next year's event, we are always open to people reaching out, contacting, and, you know, adding to the list of the great sponsors that we already have. Nice shot from Nathan.
He's got it. Oh, really?
Close.
That's rough. He that's how you make it, but unfortunately, no.
Another good shot from Brandon. There's a big split for Kim. Brandon's keeping it clean over there on 27-28.
Well, if he made that, you should just hand him a check and just say we're done. Balabi Chapman, Balabi up 1-0. Bohr, Novak. Bohr is up 1-0. This is halfway through game 2, semifinals. Winners will bowl each other on 25 and 6, which is a fresh pair. Been sitting there for a little bit, and we'll see how that plays into the final match. But we've got a ways to go till we get there.
Another good shot from Kim over there. Giving AJ a little lifeline over there. Pretty awesome to have Chris Barnes as a guest commentator earlier.
Yeah, I don't mind having as my assistant on occasion. I've got to work with Chris a few other times on tour, so it's a good guy. Worked just off a second place finish yesterday in Jonesboro. 2 shows and 3 events so far for Chris. He'll be a senior in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's February 25th. Nathan.
Nice shot.
He just always has just such good tempo. Never out of control, you know, not big on speed, high backswing, just very, very fluid and great tempo for Nathan Bohr. And another washout. And that's it's just A.J. Chapman's got to be thinking, just get me out here at this point.
That's a ball change right there for Brandon Novak. interesting. Oh, that game's not completely over yet. Just gonna have to put it together right here.
He's down 50 now.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounded good.
Yeah. Two different balls. Two different balls on two different lanes.
It's like virtual gravity on the right, Crux Prime on the left. Is that what that was?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Another good shot. That puts Nathan down 33. So that one should be going to a 1-1.
Yeah, Novak's already in the what, the 230s,
Yeah.
and Nathan's max is 225.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah, he could force him to mark.
right.
That's not going to go anywhere.
Nope. That's a Novak win on game 2. So it looks like we've got one that's going to finish up 2-0, and another one that's going to have to go to a game 3. Good shot. Brandon with another strike.
So 183 is the max score now for A.J. Chapman. 193 pace for Balabi. He just needs to stay clean, and there's nothing A.J. can do.
That's another Novak strike.
So this one's going to 3.
Yep.
Kim Balabi will bowl for this title. And you know, let's be honest, the way he's bowled the last day and a half, he's earned that spot in the championship match.
I agree.
Bowled great in the advances round, bowled great this morning in the cashers round, and he's doing what he has to do. So is he going to get Nathan Bohr, or is he going to get Brandon Novak? Novak would be going for his 3rd title here.
He would.
If he can get past Nathan here in this 3rd and deciding game. So Brandon Novak went 165, 258.
Back for Nathan. good shot from Kim over there.
A.J. Chapman has been making some good runs in a lot of tournaments, a lot of big scratch events all over the country, and you know, made some runs on some tour events. It's just a matter of time before he breaks through with a win, and it might come in bunches for him. But you know, right now he's got to take this experience, and I mean, he had strike or air on this pair.
Yeah.
And he's got to, you know, maybe kind of go back, and maybe if he gets time, watch the archive and kind of see what his ball was and wasn't doing.
Yeah.
Because it's tough when you're on the lanes to see what your ball is doing early. But in this pattern, what we've seen, the way that the fronts kind of go with you know, the equipment these players are using, you better get the ball online off your hand, because you're not going to create any room in the middle lane or down lane.
I agree.
But it's just hard to see it. You know, nobody can really see that first 15 feet of lane when you're at the foul line. So
yeah, it's all about
a good tournament.
Yeah, it's all about transition on this shot as well. You know, what they're running into and where the volume is starting to move to. So
Balabi is in, and we're just waiting for his opponent. And it's going to come from this match right here.
yeah, that's 220 for Kim. Starting to get a little tired now.
Starting to.
Yep. Probably been there for a longer time than I would think. Good shot.
That's tough. And this is a tough one to call here, the way that the two games have gone.
Yeah, I mean, based on the two-
Novak had nothing, then he had the berries, and now he's got spare, split spare.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of Jekyll and Hyde there. You know, first game it looked like there wasn't really a look, and the second game there was no miss. You know, tight start to this. Brandon strikes here, and he would be down 2 sticks. Yeah, we've got, like we were talking about earlier, investing time and effort in different tournaments and events. There's a lot of other guys that put on a lot of good events around here. Not as many days as the Bradley. It wouldn't be over a 3-day weekend, but there's a lot of good ones coming up. Matt Ogle, who was here bowling with us earlier, and his dad Doug put on the Calcutta tournament that's hosted at Executive Strike and Spare. That'll be on the 23rd of this month. Great event, always well ran. They treat the guys great, the bowlers great. They know what they're doing, so it's always something good to bowl in. Doug also runs a very, very successful seniors event in his own right. So anyone out interested in looking at either of those events, definitely check that out in Louisville. You know, and there's some great local stuff coming up as well. Doug Aston, who ran our brackets for us, he also runs a new KBT. It's like a tour, bowling tour. Just got that started this past month, and I'll run that through several houses in the Louisville area. So, you know, we all try to help each other and work with one another. You know,
That's the way it should be.
it should be. It should be. You know, I think anyone that wants to be successful in this business, especially with tournament operations, it's always good to, you know, look out for one another and work with each other. Try and make it full circle instead of running over the top of each other. So
That's back-to-back frames for Brandon. He would like to have that last 3 minutes over again because he's just kind of handing this game and ultimately the match to Nathan Bohr with those last 2 shots. And he's going to need some help now because he looks completely lost all of a sudden.
and that's what we were talking about before. First game, it looked like a bit of a struggle, and second game, it was lights out for the 250. Great shot from Nathan there. Just keeping his foot on the gas right there.
Well, there's no question in the experience that Nate had. He's got over 20 PBA regional titles. One of the toughest competitors in that Southwest region, or South region there, the Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana area. I guess that's the Southwest region, right?
Yeah.
And you know he's kind of a tactician out there. He finds his spots and works his way into position, and he's doing it right here. And he will not give Brandon Novak a chance. I don't see him taking any big chances and bringing the designs into play early on in this third and final game of the semifinal match.
Oh.
And apparently he wasn't listening to me. Or he just wants to prove me wrong.
Well, good job, Craig.
He didn't miss by much though. That was not maybe just a little slow with the ball speed. Maybe.
I don't know. That didn't look like a 4 count. Didn't look like it was going to be a 4 count off his hand. Wow. Brandon's going to have to get something started here, you know. Definitely giving him an opportunity back. Strike changes a lot. No.
So we're just half a game away from the championship match here. Give us a little help and share this link. Click that share button right below the classic logo there, bottom right of your screen. You can hit that, put it out there on your social media pages. And let's honor our sponsors, thank them for supporting this event, and get those numbers up there even higher. As the Bradley Open is always one of the most watched bowling tournaments of the year anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world as far as that goes. We had over 51,000 watched these finals over the last year. Let's see if we can beat those numbers this year.
What are we at now?
I don't get the totals until later.
Until later.
But it's been a solid Sunday so far. Novak does finally manage his first strike. Unfortunately, it's not until the 6th frame.
Right.
His max is 223.
It's definitely made it interesting with that 4 count. 15 back, depending on what he's got on this shot. Good shot.
Craig Carter, Mr. Barnes, just enjoying the scenery and enjoying this tournament here. We can't make him work all day.
I was super appreciative of Chris just sitting in. awesome to see him walk through the door. Got to speak with him briefly. Told him I hope one of these days, if there's no tour conflicts, cross my fingers. Anyone out there with the PBA that would maybe listen to the live stream I would super appreciate the 0 conflicts next year.
Well, just the fact that he made the TV show in Jonesboro, he could have been here. So it's Chris's fault for not making it here.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
my story. I'm going with that.
I don't know.
If he wasn't too busy bowling on FS1 yesterday, yeah, he'd have made it.
Great shot there by Nathan.
But it's nice to see the players on their way to Akron stop by and kind of check out the tournament. As Chris has said, he's heard about this for years, could never quite make it work in his schedule. The couple years that he could have, he just wasn't healthy, and realized that this isn't the event you want to come into not sharp.
Yeah.
No matter who you are.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
So you know what? Maybe next year we'll have to see. And Brandon Novak is hoping. Not looking to next year. He's looking to try to get to the next round, and he's in trouble.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Nathan's put up a solid double there. Brandon with a spare. Spares aren't going to help at this point. Strikeout now for 0-3. Nathan strikes out for 238. So he has got to start putting up strikes, and he's got to start putting them up now. There's one.
Yeah, Nathan's pacing 2-0. I'm not going to say anything because last time I said something, it went 4 through the face. So, Jason,
I ain't saying anything.
The floor is yours.
I'm not saying a word. Not saying a word. It looks like Nathan's got a combination of 3 different tank blitzes out there. I'm not sure from.
Is that fully reactive, or is that a blend?
Those are the micropolymers.
Okay.
So
the one thing I don't stay up to date as much is all the equipment not being out and doing as many events. It's tough to stay up on them all because they change drastically and quickly.
Yeah, I mean.
Kind of fell off a little bit, but you know what? It's okay. Good shot. All right, Nathan, strike spare 167, so 203 still the max for Brandon Novak.
Yeah, these have all got to be strikes. It's close.
Yeah, 9 out would be 205, and that's it. Unfortunately, there'll not be a third title this year for Brandon Novak, but there may be another one. And you know what? Is a Moda sponsored event? You got an all-Moda final. How did you work that out?
It was pretty neat.
Two pretty good players.
Yeah.
They earned their spot here. They both bowled great today. Of course, we'll finish this match up. So this actually gives me time to take a break and move cameras.
Yeah.
Championship match, Kim Ballaby, Nathan Bohr, coming up here in just a couple minutes here at Ken Bowl in Louisville. Another great tournament, though, for Brandon Novak. So I think he finished the third, fourth position back in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Then he wins in 15, wins in 16.
Yep.
Another third and fourth here.
Yeah.
That's nothing to be upset about. You
No,
always want
no.
to win, but still, that's some pretty deep runs in this tournament.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
multiple times.
it's super impressive. You know, the only other person that's had a recent history like that would be Justin Knowles.
Yeah.
You know, Justin was here bowling this morning, finished runner-up last year, and won the Bradley the last year at Eastland. So, you know, Brandon's a super impressive bowler. You know, he puts up a lot of good stuff. So, I'm gonna cut out of here, guys, quick,
Yeah,
and
let's
then
take a break. We'll come back with the final match. Thanks, Jason.
Thanks.
All right, championship match right here, Bradley Open. Kim Ballaby, Nathan Bohr, make your picks. I tell you what, Ballaby's had a great luck on the fresh. Great luck all day. Really good luck on the fresh, but Nathan Bohr, he knows what he's doing. It's tough to pick against Ballaby right now. Bohr's got a ton of titles, ton of regional titles, over 20. But man, I tell you what, Kim has got it working. So, you know what? I got the best seat in the house. You all got the second best seat in the house. So sit back, relax, and enjoy it. And let's see how this unfolds here. $12,000 to the winner. This is best of 3 again. So, as we've seen, the looks come and go pretty quickly. Back on a fresh pair. They had 5 minutes of practice on this pair. And splitting the 2-8. Fortunate break. Good carry. Take it. Rules of bowling, you can't give it back. Ballamy looking to start front 3. And he does. It's tough. All right, extra spare. No real pattern. It's a special event. It's called Super Modified House. Long, thick. The only thing we know is terrain house. It's 45 plus feet, 40 plus mils. Oh, you see the scores. Front three for Balabi. 3 9 spares and a strike for Nathan Bohr. But you got to win 2 games, so it's far from over. Nathan had a little opening, make up some pins, but just can't take advantage of it yet. 3 9 counts in a row. Pin advantage through 5 for Kim Balabi. Game 1 of the championship match here at the Bradley. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Motive, Classic Bowling Products, Big 4 Socks, Bowler Solutions Pro Shops Louisville, High Five, and Cubic AMF, and the Carter family, our host. And great job again, Jason Ushwall, putting this tournament together. A lot of work, a lot of time involved, a lot of volunteers making this happen, the staff here. And we're down to the final couple games, and Nathan with a ball change and kind of a weak 4. get 5. I'll leave you just 10. Who are you guys picking? And ladies, who's your picks out there? Balabi, Bohr. A lot of experience on both sides. More international experience for Balabi. Much more experience in championship matches for Nathan Bohr. Both bowled very well today so far to get to this point. And right now, a little lead for Balabi through game 1. Best of 3. They can get it to 8. Give us another thumbs up. Give us some shares. Get this out there on your social media pages. Tweet it, snap it, Facebook it, all those different stuff. Just click the link, the little share arrow there at the bottom of your screen, and let all the other bowling fans out there on the interweb know that we've got a final match here. $12,000 the winner will take home. And Nathan Bohr is just working his way back into it the best he can. He can max out 237 and 245 the max. Yeah, 235 the max for Kim Balabi. Excuse me, 245. This strike here puts a lot of pressure on Kim as he see what happens. Nathan staying outside. He's liking it. He's watching it. Oh, yeah. We got us a ball game here, ladies and gentlemen. And while you're out there, subscribe to the page because we're going to be live again all week in Vegas starting Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at the Las Vegas Classic presented by 900 Global and the South Point Bowling Plaza. Ron Moore and Mike Boniak. But we've got money to give away here in Louisville until we get to that point. And Kim Balabi would love to have that $12,000 check. And that's a quality shot right there. It's a little slow. Nope. Well, now with those shots, he knows that there's nothing Nathan can do. Nathan cannot shut him out. So Balabi will have a chance, regardless of what happens here, to get up in the 9th and 10th to win the game and go up 1-0 in the match. That was a quality shot. Well, spared double would force a mark. Al Balaby's going to go up 1-0. Championship match here at the Bradley. Best of 3. Got to win another one. Take home this title and $12,000. And I have not seen this made by a right-hander yet. They've been picking off the 8 every single time. There we go. Nathan can make it. It's a 2-0 game. And he's going to make a ball change. Test shot here. Free practice. The field ball always strikes. Alrighty then. Probably my math was off, and that was unbelievable. Wow. 203. Okay then. I'll just stop talking because I did not see that coming at all, and I guarantee Nathan didn't either. Well, that's why we play the game. Goodness gracious. This whole place is speechless now after that. Yeah, I got nothing after that. But we're in the game 2 with best of 3, and Nathan Bohr is actually up 1-0, 204, 203 winner. Got it on the bench. Unreal. I got Jason back, and What the heck just happened?
I do not know what I just witnessed.
None of us do. Unreal. But you know what? It's a best of 3.
It is.
And how is he going to come back from that? That's how.
Great shot.
That's a big shot. I mean, Nathan essentially conceded going to field goal intent, just seeing what he had. That, luckily, he struck.
Yeah.
And that was the difference in the match. Wow.
That's crazy.
But good shot from Kim to come back and just go 10 back.
Yeah, it's a
Just,
great bounce back.
You just need that short bowling memory. Forget about it. Wow, sends about 3 pins over top of the 10. Doesn't go. That's way outside. Fortunate to get the 10 out. Leaves just a 2.
Good cover.
Well, have you seen anything like that in past matches, even championship matches especially?
I can't think of one. It just, I think that caught everyone by surprise.
Nathan taking his time. He's got kind of new life there, thinking he's going to be down a game. Now he's up a game. Made that ball change and
again.
another ball change. Yeah.
That was flush. Nice.
Is he going to go to a different ball in each lane? No.
No. See what he switched to here. Rogue played.
Surprised that Kim hasn't asked for a re-rack on this one. Looks a little off.
On 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a little open on that side. Kim's throwing the rogue assassin. Coming out.
All right.
10 back. Good shot.
Kim left a 10-pin last shot. Threw 3 pins at it. None of them hit it. And a little firmer on this one.
Yep. Chopped him out.
we started with 145 bowlers yesterday morning, and we're down to the final 2. Nathan Bohr is up 1-0. Nathan out of Austin, Texas. Kim Ballaby is Thailand?
Right? Yes, I believe so.
Kim bowls professionally all over the world, and Nathan is actually the tour rep on the ladies tour for Motive. So
Yes,
they know each other fairly well. They've been around the bowling scene for several years, and come up light again for Nathan. And he might have to go to 2 different balls, different ball on each lane.
Yeah,
25 he seems to have with a couple different pieces of equipment. 26 is the one giving him fits.
Yeah, it seems like it. 26 seems like it's playing just that touch tighter for him. Good cover.
Back to the orange ball. He struck. It doesn't matter what ball he throws on 25. He struck. That's 3 balls he struck with.
Yeah.
On lane 25, his last 4 shots.
I think that was the Venom recoil.
A little firmer. A little firmer.
Tapped it out.
So I think it's a good thing Kim doesn't finish on that right lane, because the last 2 racks have been just a little off, and he didn't re-rack either one of them. He got fortunate to carry that one.
Oh, I agree.
About 3 strikes on the right, a 10-pin and a strike on the left lane for Ballaby, who's got a little lead here in game 2, but he's down 1-0 in the match. Best of 3. Much firmer with that one, more aggressive. Can't kick the 10 out. Ten-pin made for Nathan Bohr. Championship match here at the Bradley Open in what's always been one of the toughest tournaments in Midwest for 41 years. Of course, we have our tournament director here, Jason, with us. Pattern's not released, but we know it's 45-plus feet, probably 45-plus mils, always long, thick, heavy oil. Terrain oil this year, which has a low surface tension, but it kind of fills the track back in, similar to what the Brunswick Defy oil has done in the past. So it doesn't break down really quick. We have seen with the high rev rates some of the fronts going during qualifying, but this is a fresh pair. We're not going to see that. So these players will stay right or left in Kim's case, and they just have to make quality shots. And that was a quality shot, just didn't carry.
Yeah, definitely.
So always a tough tournament. That's the history of the Bradley. That's what people know coming in. But Jason, tell us a little bit about a little more of that history and and why you like to keep this so difficult with the high volumes of oil.
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, I took over as the tournament director at the 2013 Bradley Open in Lexington, and this tournament's always been synonymous with a tough, challenging shot that puts an onus on great shot making and converting spares. You know, this final may, right now, these guys are making it look easier, but believe me, it's not. You know, Kim's a great example of that from the shot in the 10th. You know, a random shot can come from anywhere. You know, these guys are having to split boards, be 100% accurate, cover their makeables, and put pins on the board. This isn't a typical house shot. You know, I bowl league myself. I'm sure you bowled league for a long time, Craig. You know, going out and bowling on a house shot where it's wide open, you can throw it to the gutter, you can miss your mark by 6-8 boards and still strike. This isn't it.
Well, we don't have that in Texas. I'm coming to Louisville to bowl if you have that. Just kidding. But yeah, you throw it together here, it's staying there.
Yeah. It's if you miss by a board, you've got a high chance of going behind the head pin, leaving a washout, splitting, then getting in a tendency to pull across the face. This is just tough. It's tough shooting. You know, this field is phenomenal. It's filled with great players, whether they're local or amateur, whether they're PBA regional players or PWBA national PBA players. Is tough all the way around. So it's definitely not your typical house shot condition.
That's a big break. He gave that one just a little bit of room, and normally it would be washout, and he got it to peel.
Right.
That was a big break.
Right, and you know using a example of the last match that we were watching between Nathan and Brandon Novak, it can change game to game real quick. Brandon struggled game one, shot 150 something, and then, 160 something, and then backed it up with a 250 plus, and then bounced back with a I think what was it, like a 170 in the end?
Yeah.
Game three, you know, it can just change. You know, I think our payouts were pretty good this year. We always look to pay 1 in 5, at least. But you know, I've always thought it was important to pay every person that moved forward into the championship final round or the cashers round. So if you take it statistically off of what we had in regards to the 145, we would have paid less than 30. 40 guys went home with a check this morning or today. Anyone that advanced Sunday morning, I will never ask them or have them consider staying with the risk of not covering the cost of hotel or food or travel. It's bad business on any tournament director's behalf to expect these guys to come out, not only compete at the highest level, but then expect them to lose money by making it to the final day. So we paid extra out. You know, not at the expense to the bowling center or anyone else. It was really at the expense to ourselves and operationally for the tournament, to make sure that these guys go home with the best paychecks or best cashing checks possible.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they all appreciate it as well.
So, I mean, we encourage everyone to come out and bowl this event. You know, anyone that's viewing and watching right now, they may think that it's just about PBA or high-end amateurs or professionals bowling, and that's just not the case. Everyone participates. Craig would tell you that you know, we had two young kids bowling earlier, or 2 young guys bowling earlier, both high schoolers, both getting ready to graduate and go to college. Simon Moat was one, Jacob Rowan was the other. They're not even out of high school yet. They're out here competing. We've got a lot of great local guys that came out. They competed. They got in through winning a spot in a league qualifier, winning a independent tournament, win a spot where you can just pay X amount of dollars in a 1 in 5, 1 in 8, 1 in 10, whatever the ratio of the tournament director is, have an opportunity to get in. So as tough as this is, anyone can come out and participate, and everybody has a chance.
And we're going to game 3 in the championship match. Balabi just tied it up 1 game apiece.
Yep. It looks like Nathan's experimenting a little bit right now with the bowling balls, as I'd expect him to. You know, trying to see what he's going to have as a good look, especially on that last shot. So I think I would expect him to do that in the 10th, considering Kim's got this wrapped up.
Yeah. He'll have at least 2 free shots to try something and see. But we know he's got to stay outside. He's got a couple different pieces he can get there with, but. Now, Kim will have to finish the match on the right lane.
That'll definitely be different for him. That's where he's had a, pocket looks a little open for him over there. So we'll see if he adds any re-racks to that. Again, if anyone in the chat's got any questions or about the event, now or upcoming, more than happy to answer them for you guys. Anyone out there that's watching at home that's interested in running any winner spots, qualifiers, whatever you'd want to determine for next year's event, we're more than happy for anyone to run any event anywhere. There's no restrictions. You guys can run it on really whatever pattern or whatever format you like. We just ask that whoever wins the event, the money is forwarded to us for the spot for the event. We're looking to increase the participation in the event. So that's what we ask any of our partners that run winning spots. It's more important for us to make sure that we're putting more people out here with an opportunity to participate than it is to just throw another tournament together and pay the bowler on the top, for their opportunity to pay for the spot separately. We've had a lot of great success with a lot of people that we've worked with that do win spots, whether it's here at Ken Bowl or at Dixie Bowl, their other center, whether it's at Executive Strike and Spare where I'm at, whether it's in the state or not, they've all had a lot of success by letting the bowlers know up front that the money that they put in covers the cost of the spot, and that's their opportunity to participate in the event.
So this is it. This will be the last game.
This is it.
$12,000 on the line to the champion here at the 41st Bradley Open. Kim Balabi will start.
Great first shot.
See what Nathan decided on as far as the equipment choice here. Sticking with the orange one. He was talking a little bit. He just needed something with a fresh surface. One up the angle a little bit.
Yep.
Still staying outside, but that was a little bit firmer. Getting the ball down lane, and that was a good looking shot.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, it's got to be kind of a weird feeling for Balabi. He's got to think, no, I should have had this already won. I mean, he kind of won the first game, and just that errant shot in the 10th, loses by a pin, comes back and puts up a solid game in game 2, but now he's still got a ball third game to win it. So I guess he's got to feel happy he's still here, but also got to be upset. It's like, well, I should be going to the bank and cashing that check already.
Oh.
Well, he didn't like it. I was saying you heard him kind of say, ah. And you know what? I guess it worked. It's not quite the tennis player grunt there.
But it looks good on the board. Looks good on the board.
like with the line he's playing, it just looks like he could never miss. And he just, right up, kind of up, not straight up the back, but pretty much up the back, playing fairly direct. Just get the ball off your hand and let it just walk up into the pocket. Well, that was close. Get a fresh set of pins here. Things to kind of watch for as we talked with Ron Hicklin, one of the sponsors from CTD yesterday, is the routine. Watch these players' routine. It's pretty much the same every time.
Yep.
Get up, get the ball, clean it off, take a deep breath, get set, and execute. Take the brain out of play as best as you can and just do what the body knows how to do. That's a little slow.
Good shot.
That's okay.
Ball speed-wise, it's about the same as his last shot. Last shot at least on 26.
Get that 10 pin out of there. Get a 6 pin hitting it and head pin hitting it.
That keeps the pressure going there.
Well, and how about the change for Nathan? I mean, 170's last game. There was practice shots in the 10th there, but he didn't have a great look.
No.
He was fishing a little bit, and now 4 really good shots.
Yep.
To start this final match, or final game of this championship match.
Another good shot.
Well, who's gonna blink first? Who's gonna give an opening? If either of them.
I am not wagering on that one.
Super Bowl Sunday, you gotta have some kind of wager. Who you picking? Who you picking on the game?
49ers.
All right, me too.
Defense wins championships. Plus, I'm a Raiders fan, so can't find myself pulling for the Chiefs.
You're a soccer fan from England. You live in Tennessee, or live in Kentucky, and you're a Raiders fan.
Yes.
Makes perfect sense.
Soccer fan over anything else.
What about baseball? Who's your team?
I used to follow the Braves.
Oh, good shot. Ring 7.
Don't really watch as much baseball anymore.
All right, who's out there? All in chat. Who y'all rooting for? I see Kansas City fan. I'm going Niners too. I don't think it's going to be very high scoring. I don't know. I think it's going to be one of those like 17 to 24 games or a 45 to 48 game. It's going to be one or the other.
Yeah.
If Kansas City comes out fire and then San Francisco will play the game with them and try to do the same. But it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I just think San Francisco's defense has been great all year. I mean, if they can shut down Green Bay, they can shut down Kansas City.
I got to watch the San Fran Seattle game in Vegas at South Point in one of the little big screen areas, and it was a lot of fun. Seattle pulled that game out, but it was a heck of a game.
Yeah.
And San Fran's got some talent, but we've still got half a game of bowling yet to go before we find out who's going to win this title here in Louisville. And then we can go enjoy some football. Nathan Bohr.
That's close. Oh, tripped it out.
Trips the 4 and the 9. One thing that Nathan does is bet it as good as anyone out there is he watches the ball till it goes out the back of the pin deck every single shot. He never turns around, never walks away, never blinks. He's watching the entire ball motion, and that lets him make good adjustments throughout the match.
Yeah, very much so.
And that's a good lesson for anybody out there watching, too. Not every strike is a good strike. You need to watch your ball go through that pin deck. And Nathan watched that shot. He will make an adjustment off that. His next shot on lane 26.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being disappointed with a shot that didn't react the way you wanted to. But you're definitely not going to take it back off the board. Oh. A little bit firmer on that shot. Just didn't finish.
Well, this was shaping up to be a PBA type finish. We've seen high scores winning titles in the last 3 weeks, and we had a front 4 and a front 5. 7-pin for Ballaby, a little bit light. 2-4-10 for Nathan. He's gonna make it.
He's got a chance. Super close run there.
Well, advantage, Kim.
Definitely. All about this shot now.
If you get up and double after your opponent gives you an open, that sends a message.
Yeah. Close.
Oh, that ball looked like it was going to creep high, and it just laid off.
Yep.
So on the line here, $12,000 to the winner. Your name added to a very illustrious group of champions through the years. West Malott last year, E.J. Tackett, Justin Knowles, a couple for Brandon Novak. Tommy Jones just went in the Hall of Fame, has won this event. Lambert 3 times, Smallwood, McClelland. And is it going to be Ballaby or Nathan Bohr? Nathan Bohr actually has a New Mexico Open, which is one of the biggest tournaments out west for the last 15, 20 years. And he could add this one as well. Of course, Nathan went to Wichita State. Bowled collegiately there. And Kim comes to us from overseas. A lot of international experience. And we got a great match. He got up, just like we said, got up, doubled after that open. And that's what a champion has to do.
Yeah.
Take advantage of the break your opponent gives you and make them come back and take it from you.
Yeah, definitely puts the pressure on now.
So 265, 279, that'd be a 14-pin advantage if both players struck out for Kim Ballaby.
Yeah, I think we possibly have some interest in twists and turns before the end of this.
This is the big shot. It was a trip 4-9 last time. And a little high, leaves a 9-pin. So he's got to make a bigger move than he wants to on this lane.
Yep.
Jason, what ball is Kim using?
Kim is using a Rogue Assassin, and Nathan is using a Venom Recoil. Be interested to know which or what surface they have on both of these pieces of equipment.
As much as possible.
Good cover.
So Kim's kind of already in the 230s. Nathan can max 250s.
Yep. Strike out here for 265. No, 255, sorry. Strikeout here for 255. Both of these next shots are big. Taps a 10. That changes a lot there.
It sure does.
Makes it 244 max. Going against a potential 279. So this next shot for Kim is going to be really big. Strikes, and it's a major advantage. Needing to just pretty much keep it clean in the ninth. Anything else outside of that is back to game on.
Well, that's exactly what I said at the end of game one. Just stay clean and fill the frames, and then we saw what happened. As you just mentioned, it's far from over, but boy, a strike there would have been made it much more interesting and a little bit tougher. You know, keeping the pressure on Bottleby. Now he can miss twice. You know, as long as he makes the spares.
Right. Yeah, and as long as it's not a something
just
similar
don't lose a
to
bunch of count,
before.
right? Yeah. I mean, I'm just by miss I say 9 spare.
Right. Well, it makes it a little bit more interesting. Spare here gives him 178. Give him a 14-pin lead.
Oh yeah, he's pacing. He's pacing 230s, 238.
Yep.
And 244 is the max for Nathan if he strikes out.
Correct. See what happens on this next shot right here. Strike here, puts him on 198 in the eighth.
2 frames to go. This is the final game, best of 3 championship match. Nathan got the first one, Kim got the second, and here we are. 178 to 7 spare up in the 8th. Kim Bottleby. 164 and a 7 spare up in the 8th for Nathan Bohr. So I'm going to call it a 14-pin differential. Did that in my head.
Here it goes. Off his hand. Wow.
About 9 1/4.
Yeah,
But
9 3/4.
Still just 9.
Making it more and more interesting. I mean, now that's a strikeout for a 247 and a strikeout for Nathan for 244. So,
Well, a spare here at Bottleby cannot be shut out.
covered. So these shots are big.
Yeah, trip 4-9 and then 9 pin the last 2 on this right lane for Nathan Bohr. And the problem, and he knows it, is you make too big of adjustment, it's washout. I still would expect this to be high flush, no matter if he's going to be able to carry it and then double in the 10th and put pressure on Kim. But we're about to find out.
Yeah, he's got to have him.
I think just a 1-1 move left. Yeah, you hear him say pickup.
Yeah.
Yep. Got a little quick. And that, I mean, I'll bet you he did not miss by
Not much.
at max a board. I mean, probably half board's all he really missed by. But got a little quick.
Yeah.
Still shoot 230.
Yeah. Still definitely not over yet. Got to
Yeah,
clean this up right here.
He can force Kim to mark.
Yep. Got to start right here, though. Good cover.
Big spare.
Big spare.
Well, 2 strikes in the 10th, and Nathan has not struck in this lane for a couple of shots. Again, go back to routine. Wipe the ball off. Take a deep breath. Visualize the shot, which he's doing right now. And get up and execute.
One shot at a time.
Yeah, you can't double intent unless you get that first one.
Exactly. You got to have it now. That is not what he wanted to see.
.204, and that's it. It
Yeah.
is over after that. What a championship match, though. We had everything. We had strikes, we had splits, we had, all you can ask for in a championship match, and now we have the fans now with the European contingent back there rooting on Kim Ballaby. So there's our champion, 2020, Kim Ballaby. Jason, great tournament. Thank you to all the sponsors. I'll run through those again as you go get the check and trophy ready.
I appreciate it.
Moda Bowling, classic bowling products, high five gear, Bowler Solutions of Louisville, Big Four Sox, the Carter family, our host here at Ken Bowl in Louisville, and Cubica AMF. And Kim Ballaby right there is your champion. What a match that was. Thanks everybody for watching. Unbelievable. A lot of back and forth. I mean, hey, look, Kim led the tournament. He earned this. He had a chance. He won all those other matches 2-0. And just that one little errant shot at the end of game one, and that's $12,000. That's nothing to be too shy about. And Oscar Palermo comes down, congratulates him. Stu Williams, his other friends come down. Chad Roberts, everybody, great job, Kim Ballaby. Way to fight back after that 10th frame of game one. I mean, a lot of players would have just kind of give up and fried out. He's got a nice crystal vase here he's going to get as the winner. And we'll be live again, Bowlstream TV. Make sure you like and subscribe to the page. Live from Vegas, starting Tuesday morning from the South Point Bowling Plaza Las Vegas Classic. So thank you to all the sponsors. Congratulations, Kim Ballaby. Great job, everyone. It's time to pack up and get ready for some football. And runner-up, Nathan Bohr. Another nice tournament for Nathan. So thanks, everybody. Much appreciated. Until next time, Craig Elliott, Bowlstream TV. We're out of here.